Hi guys, this is Dr. Sadasivam once again with you. And today we are going to talk about the AGM of Reliance, which is scheduled to happen on Monday, and the market is eagerly watching in terms of what announcements will be made, and as a result of these announcement, how is that going to impact prices in the share market. And market is very eagerly awaiting for all this. And if you remember, way back in the year 2020 or 2021, almost at the same time, he talked about a lot of collaborations, investments, etc. And there have been a lot of price movements, and a lot of experts also believe, especially Leela, stock market analyst, and he had given out a forecast in Economic Times. He says that today the share which is selling at 2600 rupees might cross 3000 rupees. In fact, my opinion is we cannot go on the basis of analysts alone, but surely we should take their inputs into account, and we need to research the company's fundamentals, what is happening in the market, and this particular company, that is Reliance, how well are they faring in O2C, Telecom, and their retail business, how well they have been doing, and what has been their journey in the last 2 3 years. And of course all of us know that OTC business they have been for a very long time, but especially as far as the retail and the telecom industry is concerned, what has been their past performance, what's going to be their future strategies, etc., we will be talking a lot about it, guys. Mr. Ambani had talked a lot about their energy business, new energy also. He talked a lot about it. There has been a lot of focus, and they had announced that they will be making billions of dollars of investment into it, and at least by now they've already invested around 5500 to 6000 crores. They are doing all that for their new energy businesses to enhance their supply chain capabilities, and they will also be creating a lot of multiple subsidiaries to promote their business. And also another energy is green energy. They will continue their focus. Renewable is another area where the company will continue their efforts. And just as Ambani Saab was mentioning, that one of their objective is to ensure that India becomes a nation where we have the most affordable green energy ever in the world, guys. And we're not talking about the distant future. He says he's confident that all that will happen within this decade. And if you look at their new investments in green energy, for example, whatever engines of growth we may have in the coming 4 or 5 years, green energy will start outshining all the other things. We're talking about green energy and the new energy because if you recall, even our Prime Minister Narendra Modi Sahab has said that we have to strive to ensure that India becomes net carbon free by the year 2060, right? So we will be talking a lot about that. If you look at the journey in the last 2 years, it's been very tumultuous. COVID, first wave, second wave, Russia, Ukraine, China, Taiwan, because these are some of the events which will affect Reliance line of events. But in spite of all these challenges, Reliance as a company has waded through all these challenges, and we will be talking about their important three businesses. One is their O2C business, right? We all know O2C business has been doing quite well in terms of their net refining margins. They've done cost optimization quite well, and being a small video, I don't want to give too much of data because I want to keep this video short also, because there have been requests that I have to keep the video small. And they have another objective, which is decarbonization of the O2C chain, and a lot of efforts are being put, not just efforts, investments in terms of billions of dollars are being done. Guys, we are going to talk about the telecom sector business, and they have put in a lot of focus in telecom business. And we are all aware that in the last auction of Government of India for 5G auctions, they had taken spectrum worth 88,000 crores, guys. Let me also set this context. It had come out in papers also. Their nearest competitor was Bharti Airtel. They are done twice the investments. I think Bharti Airtel had put in around 42,000 crores. It's double, guys. We're talking about 88,000 crore worth of spectrum. I think largely 700 megahertz spectrum. And on Monday, the AGM, which is going to be held, we are very eager to know what plans they have to roll out 5G, etc., etc. But today, if you look at their coverage, in such a short time, they have covered more than 1,000 cities, guys. And Mr. Ambani was also saying that his objective is to make 2G Mukt Bharat and 5G Yukt Bharat. Good. They have plans of doing a lot of things. And AGM, generally all of us know that it's a platform where Mukesh Ambani ji comes and makes a lot of announcements, right? If you remember, last year they had introduced the Jio phone, which is the most affordable phone. You have the touch screen facility, which was done through Google collaboration, and Sundar Pichai was also there, and they were discussing. It all came in webinars, and I remember having watched that program in CNBC TV. I had watched all that, and this time, which is happening on Monday, AGM, we are eager. Let us see if he is able to talk about 5G phones, what price, etc. But I am sure he will be talking about all that. Oh, one more very important thing. Succession plan, guys. Akash Ambani will become the chairman and managing director. Let's see how he performs. The whole spotlight is on him. Let us see how he works and how Mr. Ambani mentors them. I also want to give you some basic data about Jio. In a very short period of time, they have achieved revenues of $10 billion. I'm talking about operating revenues and other network data, guys. I was so surprised that in the whole world, their Reliance has carried 10% of the traffic, global traffic, not Indian. And if you talk about total subscribers, they have more than 400 million subscribers, guys. And if you look at their optical cable network, optical fiber, more than 5 million connected homes is what we are talking about. And in a very short time of 2 years, if you look at fixed broadband connection, today Reliance is the largest broadband service provider in the whole country, right? We've talked about O2C, we have talked about Telecom, and the third, their retailing segment. Guys, they've come in retails, and within a very short time, they have done a marvelous job. Like, the last 2 years have been very, very tumultuous. We talked about commodity prices, your inflation, your COVID, first wave, second wave, Russia, Ukraine, China, Taiwan. In spite of all these, their reporting revenues have been very good. Whether you talk about their operating profits, their EBITDAs, their total revenue, everything has done well. So, I think all that will be announced in the AGM. Oh, another important thing, they have created more than 1.5 lakh jobs, guys. 1.5 lakh jobs, and then there are certain milestones. They have created more than 2,500 stores, and they've created 8 million square foot of retail area, and most of their expansions take place in 75% tier 1 and tier 2. Not like they've put up shops in Delhi, Bombay, Calcutta and Chennai. Tier 2, Tier 3, Muzaffarpur. In fact, 75% of their expansion has happened in Tier 2 cities. Much like Walmart. Walmart also doesn't focus only on New York and Chicago. If you go on that highway in Tier 2, Tier 3, Tier 4, you will find Walmart. So, I think they follow the same model. That's my own observation. Anyway, they are taking that Walmart. And secondly, when you talk about the warehousing capacity, in a very short time, they have doubled their capacities, guys. I'm talking about warehousing, and the back-end process ko dekhenge, 3 times increase in merchandise merchants, and 17% is coming through e-commerce. Of course, remaining 80 is merchandise, but they're doing everything possible to bring in digital, right? So approximately they have invested more than 10,000 crore rupees, 1.5 billion were invested to create that ecosystem. Major acquisitions, like for example, it has gone into companies like there could be minority, majority, strategic, like Just Dial hai, 7-Eleven hai, Clovia hai, Milk Basket, pata nahi. They have taken apart from that, they have done tie-ups with a lot of other agencies, because these are all complementary activities. So you have to play the retail game also. For example, Ritu Kumar hai, Manish Malhotra hai, Abraham and Thakur hai, Abhijani, Sandeep Khosla. Arey bhai, what they have done is they have taken all their in their chappet. They said, come on bhai, tum bhi aa jao, tum bhi aa jao, tum bhi aa jao, hamare saath lag jao aur business laga do. And even this Danso guys, you find these guys on the road, seva kar rahe hain logon ko. $200 million they've acquired Danzo also, because all these are complementary kind of businesses. And today Reliance Retail is the 56th rank, not that 56 just 56th rank. Of course, first is Walmart, and Walmart is one of the first Fortune 500 company, and not just in the retail, in the whole world it is number one. And of course, we also have, India also has around 10 or 12 companies in the Fortune 500 list. India is there. I think your Reliance, your Indian Oil is part of that, and you have Bharat Petroleum, etc., right? But very few, maybe 9-10 companies from India figure in the Fortune 500 companies. Now, coming about this retail, Reliance is currently 56, right? We're talking about retail, right? So 56th in retail. And if you look at fastest growing retailer in the world, they are the second fastest. Don't look at the rank 56. Look at how fast they are going, and company has ambitions that they will grow 3 times in the next 3 or 4 years. Not a very long time frame. We're talking about the next 3-4 years, right? Their only one aim is that they have to come in the top 10 retails, focusing a lot of things, your digital ecosystem, and they will talking a lot. Market is very eager to see hear what Ambani ji is going to spell out, and people are more bothered about share market and how much price they will be able to have. A lot of people are also talking, like I mentioned during the start of this interview, Liladhar ji is saying it might cross 3,000. Today it's 2,500, but let's keep our fingers crossed. But remember, Reliance is one stock which is not consistent. Suddenly there will be a gap up of 400 points, there will be a gap down of 400, there will be a breakout on the upside, breakdown. It's not consistent, frankly speaking. That's my analysis about that. Sometimes when it goes up, the people who have sold call options will start running for cover. When it comes down, the PE guys who have shorted the PE options, they will run for cover. But company is important because they have more than 10-11% in NIFTY weightage, right? There are only few companies which have that power, like your HDFC Bank and TCS and Infi. Even foreign portfolio investors, when they invest in India, 70% they invest in Nifty 50, and within that major portion, 46-50% invested in these 10 companies. Like for example, in banks, if you see HDFC Bank, ICICI, Kotak, and then you have Reliance, and then you have TCS, Infosys, and of course 1 or 2 more like Bharti Airtel is there. I think Hindustan Unilever is also there. So but we need to wait for it. Let's wait eagerly for what happens in the annual जनरल मीटिंग, एंड लेट अस सी मंडे को अंबानी साहब क्या कहते हैं. और ज़्यादा इम्पॉर्टेंट है, वोलेटिलिटी तो होगा ही, बट लोग तो ये देख रहे हैं कि क्या कुछ उसमें पैसा बनेगा, क्या कमाएंगे, राइट. सो you can, we have always seen that as the AGM progresses, you will find the volatility. It will jump up and down like a child, not a child, like a mischievous child. Okay, okay guys, this is Dr. Sadasivam signing off till we meet again. Bye bye. Jai Hind.